me tell you a story. I'm Esther, and when I was in middle school, I was really insecure about what I looked like and even how I talked or acted. I hated my nose and felt like I had to stop eating in order for my body to look a certain way. Why? Not for myself. It was to fit in with others and look like everyone else, or the pretty, popular girls. Or like the pretty, popular girls. This was also around the time that I got my first phone and downloaded that social media app, Instagram. I would look at pictures and videos of girls with tiny waists, long, shiny hair, and clear skin, and would feel really jealous, especially if I looked in the mirror and saw my frizzy hair, acne-scarred face, and shorter height. At the same time, my parents and peers would also make comments regarding my appearance and the choices I was making about it. I'm sure they were well-meaning, but I kept hearing, "Are you sure you want to eat that?" if I was about to reach for something sweet, or "Your skin would look so much better if you used insert trendy skincare product here." It made me resent them and think back to those perfect people on social media. I experienced something many teens and tweens growing up in the 21st century have been observed to experience. The fact that there exists a definite correlation between getting a phone and the development of body dysmorphic disorder, which is a mental condition where an individual has a twisted view of what their body actually looks like. The National Institute of Health informs us this is a sign that social media and overall phone use heightens self-comparison, which is made worse by beauty standards, which affects adolescents going through physical, emotional, and perceptual changes. In all media, we see that Western or Eurocentric beauty standards are pushed the most. They promote having specific facial features like big lips, small noses, protruding cheekbones, while body features like being thin, having lighter colored skin, and hourglass proportions are preferred. For decades, those with desirable body types have graced many movie screens, been ogled on glossy magazine pages and high fashion runways, and as of the 21st century, on the addicting, absorbing, highly curated feeds of social media. Beauty standards vary depending on time period, culture, and country of origin. Throughout history, pretty much every kind of face and body was considered beautiful, like the women in 15th century England who were considered attractive because of their extremely high foreheads, or should I say 5 heads. Mostly, those who meet the standard of their time are considered beautiful, while those who do not meet the standard are not considered beautiful. Remember that countless factors affect an individual's appearance, like genetics, race, ethnicity, even what climate you're in. All of which provide variety in what our world population looks like. We see many issues arising in other cultures because of the ubiquitous images that bombard others with a certain kind of standard. For example, in the Middle East, certain parts of Africa, and Southeast Asia, lighter skin has been considered attractive for hundreds of years because of a history of colonialism and association with privilege. So, skin bleaching products are used frequently. In South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, other parts of East Asia, Western eyelids, American or European, are pretty, while monolids are seen as ugly. So, double eyelid surgery is the third most common plastic surgery there. Agree with me that this isn't great, but this doesn't just happen in these specific places. This happens everywhere, in our daily lives on some scale. Even though my friends and I rarely share these sorts of insecurities with each other, I know many, if not all, of them deal with the same things. We'll be getting ready together in the locker room, and someone will always comment negatively about their appearance, whether it be their greasy hair or the dark circles under their eyes or their desire to lose weight. Social media definitely doesn't help this. It gives those who influence us the ability to manipulate their photos, often without our conscious awareness. Because of this, we have even more impossible standards and a recipe for lots of deeper issues. The social pressure to look perfect and lots of deeper issues. Photoshop and filters lead young viewers even more towards body dysmorphia because we literally aren't seeing people's bodies as they are, but rather as constant perfection. Add to this the fact that social media stars and influencers, as well as normal celebrities and everyday people, aren't just using photo editing, but they manipulate their actual bodies as well through cosmetic surgery. So, when we are comparing ourselves to someone on the other side of the street or the screen, we're not comparing apples to apples. We're comparing apples to bananas, really skinny bananas with long, shiny hair. The social pressure to look perfect can and has affected many. Because add to this the fact that when surgery lures people, many don't have the money to afford it, but want to change their bodies so badly that they seek out second-rate medical care, which can result in poorly performed procedures that can have complications that affect someone for the rest of their life. This social pressure to look perfect can and has affected many. If someone is unwilling to go under a knife to change, they could still hope to shape their body in ways that betray unrest beneath the surface. These deep desires to be accepted and seen as beautiful have led some teens to eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia, as well as other dangerous behavior like overexercising, undereating, even suicidal ideations. I know it might sound drastic, but it happens. And this kind of thing doesn't just affect people my age, it affects everyone, because when you compare yourself to someone who might be manipulating themselves in some way, this opens up struggles and opportunities for them that can attack anyone at any age. This is where we, as a society, need our turning point. There have been a few movements in the past few years centered around rejecting these beauty standards. One is body positivity, where the goal is to accept all body types, as well as even love them. The other, body neutrality, which is the idea that our bodies are neither good nor bad, because they do not define us. They can do amazing things, and we can appreciate them for that. These ideas have gained traction in the past few years, and it is imperative that we embrace them. As more teens suffer from the decades of a certain beauty standard being pushed onto those who tell them there's one way to be pretty or good enough, we need to tell them and we need to show them that there is another way. We do not need to idealize our proportions on photo editors or go under the knife to cut away the stubborn fat. We can accept ourselves as we were created and learn to love ourselves as we are, as I did, as I hope many of us can. Our culture has exposed us to these images for long enough. Let's normalize being happy with how we were made for the jobs that our bodies are meant to do. Thank you.